Have you ever pondered the deep psychological divide between those who remain tethered to unfulfilling relationships, stagnant careers, or draining situations long after their expiration date, and those who possess the seemingly innate ability to disengage and advance without a backward glance? This fundamental difference in approach is exemplified by the Sigma male archetype, who operates on a distinct wavelength of self-awareness and purposeful action. Their strategy is not one of aimless wandering, but of intentional navigation, prioritizing their own evolution and peace above all else. To truly understand this divide, we must delve into the intricacies of human psychology, where attachment theory plays a pivotal role. Many individuals are influenced by early childhood experiences that foster fear of abandonment, leading them to cling to familiar yet harmful connections as a misguided form of security. In contrast, the Sigma male embodies a secure attachment style rooted in self-sufficiency and emotional independence. This allows them to evaluate relationships and situations objectively, without the clouding influence of emotional dependency. Consider the evolutionary perspective. In ancestral times, social bonds were crucial for survival, but in modern society, where individual autonomy is more feasible, holding on to toxic ties can hinder personal progress. The Sigma male recognizes this shift, viewing detachment not as a loss, but as an evolutionary advantage. They prioritize mental clarity over social conformity, understanding that energy is a finite resource that must be allocated wisely. This mindset is not innate for everyone. It often develops through life experiences, self-reflection, and sometimes therapy or personal development practices. For instance, someone who has endured repeated betrayals might initially struggle with trust issues, but the Sigma male learns to transform these into lessons that fortify their resolve. They don't romanticize the past. Instead, they analyze it critically, asking questions like, does this serve my growth, or is this aligned with my values? This introspective habit creates a feedback loop of continuous improvement, where each disengagement refines their ability to spot red flags earlier. Moreover, in a world dominated by social media, where curated images of perfect lives amplify feelings of inadequacy, the Sigma male remains unfazed, drawing strength from internal validation rather than likes or comments. Their approach challenges societal norms that equate longevity in relationships or jobs with success, proposing instead that quality and alignment are far superior metrics. By exploring this divide, we uncover not just a personality trait, but a blueprint for living authentically in an increasingly complex world. The Sigma male's philosophy encourages us to question our own attachments, prompting a reevaluation of what truly contributes to our well-being. It's a call to action for self-empowerment, reminding us that true freedom comes from the courage to let go. Expanding on this, let's consider real-world applications. In professional settings, many employees stay in dead-end jobs through fear of the unknown, accruing stress and resentment over years. The Sigma male, however, assesses the situation rationally. If the role no longer challenges them or respects their contributions, they prepare an exit strategy, networking, and upskilling in advance. This proactive stance often leads to better opportunities, as they've freed up mental bandwidth for innovation and pursuit of passions. Similarly, in personal relationships, the divide is stark. Some people endure emotional abuse hoping for change, while the Sigma male sets firm boundaries and walks away when they're crossed, preserving their self-esteem. This isn't cold-hearted. It's a form of self-love that attracts healthier connections. Psychologically, this behavior aligns with concepts like emotional intelligence, where self-regulation and self-awareness are key. Daniel Goleman's work on EQ highlights how high emotional intelligence individuals, much like Sigma males, manage their emotions to avoid destructive patterns. Furthermore, from a philosophical standpoint, thinkers like Nietzsche advocate for the will to power, where one overcomes dependencies to achieve self-mastery. The Sigma male personifies this, turning potential weaknesses into strengths through deliberate choices. In essence, the psychological divide isn't just about personality. It's about mindset cultivation. Anyone can adopt Sigma traits by practicing mindfulness, journaling about experiences, and gradually building resilience. Over time, this leads to a life less burdened by regret and more enriched by purpose. The Sigma male's ability to disengage isn't a superpower. It's a skill honed through intention, offering a path to liberation for all who seek it. To illustrate further, imagine a young professional stuck in a corporate grind. surrounded by colleagues who prioritize office politics over productivity. The average person might complain but stay for the paycheck, slowly eroding their passion. The Sigma male, sensing the misalignment, begins side projects, perhaps freelancing or learning new skills online, until they're ready to leap. This forward momentum creates a ripple effect, inspiring others and opening doors previously unseen. In friendships, too, the divide manifests. Clingers maintain superficial bonds for fear of loneliness, while Sigma males curate a small circle of like-minded individuals, fostering deeper, more fulfilling interactions. This selective approach enhances life quality, reducing drama and increasing support. Culturally, societies that value collectivism might view this as selfish, but in individualistic cultures, it's celebrated as independence. Balancing these, the Sigma male navigates global influences without losing their core. Ultimately, pondering this divide invites personal growth, urging us to audit our lives regularly and embrace change as a constant ally. 1. The intentional act of burning bridges, a ritual of self-preservation. For the Sigma male, the act of burning a bridge is never an impulsive reaction fueled by rage, malice, or desire to inflict punishment. It is instead a meticulously considered ritual of self-preservation and a decisive step toward absolute clarity. They possess a profound understanding that clinging to people, places, or circumstances that deplete their energy inherently prevents them from evolving, achieving their potential, and crafting a life of authentic autonomy. Where others see a loss, they see the necessary removal of an obstacle. This conscious uncoupling is a declaration of independence from the anchors that hold them back, creating vital room for growth, genuine opportunity, and meaningful connections that resonate with their core values. To expand on this, the process begins with self-assessment. The Sigma male regularly evaluates their relationships and environments, using criteria like mutual respect, shared growth, and energy exchange. If a connection consistently drains more than it replenishes, they initiate a mental detachment phase, reflecting on pros and cons without emotional bias. This isn't hasty. It could take weeks or months, involving journaling or meditation to ensure clarity. Once decided, the act is final, no lingering ties or half measures. Psychologically, this mirrors cognitive behavioral therapy techniques, where reframing negative situations as opportunities for change empowers individuals. In evolutionary terms, it's akin to pruning a tree. Removing dead branches allows the healthy ones to thrive. Consider historical figures like Steve Jobs, who famously severed ties with underperforming partners at Apple to focus on innovation. This burning bridges led to groundbreaking products. In personal life, a Sigma male might enter a romantic relationship where one partner stagnates while the other grows. Rather than endure mismatch, they part ways amicably if possible, but firmly. This ritual extends to careers. Leaving a toxic job isn't quitting. It's reallocating resources to better pursuits. The benefits are manifold. Reduce stress hormones like cortisol, improve focus, and heighten creativity. Studies from positive psychology, such as those by Martin Seligman, show that intentional detachment from negativity boosts happiness and resilience. Moreover, it fosters authenticity, as Sigma males attract people who match their vibration. Drawbacks? Some perceive it as aloofness, but Sigma males prioritize quality over quantity in social circles. In practice, this could involve ghosting in extreme cases, but preferably a clear communication like, "This no longer serves us." Post-attachment, they invest in self-care, exercise, hobbies, learning, to fill the void productively. Philosophically, it's stoic. Epictetus taught controlling what you can, like your reactions, and letting go of the rest. The Sigma male embodies this, turning burning bridges into an art form of liberation. Expanding further, let's explore examples across domains. In business, entrepreneurs often burn bridges with investors who impose restrictive terms, opting for bootstrapping to maintain control. This risk pays off when the venture succeeds on their terms. In family dynamics, Sigma males might distance from manipulative relatives, setting boundaries to protect mental health, perhaps limiting contact to holidays while building chosen family networks. Educationally, a student might drop a major that's unfulfilling, switching despite sunk costs, leading to a passionate career. Socially, leaving a friend group involved in destructive habits, like excessive partying prevents derailment. Each act reinforces self-trust, creating a cycle of empowerment. Critically, it's not about burning all bridges, only the unstable ones. Sigma males build new ones strategically, networking with mentors or peers who align. This discernment comes from experience. Early mistakes teach nuance, refining their ritual over time. In a digital age, burning bridges might mean unfollowing or blocking online. Curating feeds for positivity. The ritual's power lies in its intentionality. Impulsive burns lead to regret, but considered ones to freedom. To quantify, imagine energy as a battery. Toxic ties drain 20% daily. Removing them recharges fully for pursuits like writing a book or starting a side hustle. Testimonials from self-help communities echo this. Many report life transformations post-attachment. Ultimately, this ritual is a cornerstone of Sigma philosophy, teaching that self-preservation isn't selfish. It's essential for contributing maximally to the world. By mastering it, one achieves not just survival, but thriving autonomy. 2. Liberation from the validation trap. A significant portion of society spends its life in a relentless pursuit of external approval. They contort their personalities, suppress their true selves, and mold their actions to fit external expectations, all in the hope of being recognized, liked, or praised. This often comes at the steep cost of their inner peace, mental focus, and personal authenticity. The Sigma male sees through this exhausting cycle with piercing clarity. They recognize that validation from others is a fleeting and unreliable currency. What holds true value is not whether others approve, but whether they are living in unwavering alignment with their own principles and self-respect. Their strength is derived from an internal compass, not a fluctuating external barometer. Delving deeper, this liberation stems from understanding social psychology's concept of extrinsic versus intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic seekers chase likes, promotions, or compliments, often leading to burnout, as these are unpredictable. Intrinsic ones, like Sigma males, find fulfillment in personal mastery and value adherence. This shift requires unlearning societal conditioning, from childhood praise for conformity to adult pressures via social media algorithms that reward performative behavior. Sigma males counter this by cultivating solitude, where they reconnect with core desires without external noise. For example, an artist might create for self-expression rather than gallery acclaim, resulting in more original work. In relationships, they don't seek constant reassurance. Instead, they build partnerships based on mutual respect, exiting if it devolves into validation games. Career-wise, they pursue roles aligning with passions, even if less prestigious, leading to greater satisfaction. Research from self-determination theory by Deci and Ryan supports this. Autonomy, competence, and relatedness fuel well-being, not external rewards. Sigma males excel here, autonomously directing life. Philosophically, it's existentialist. Sartre's existence precedes essence means defining oneself internally. Practically, techniques like mindfulness meditation help detach from approval needs, focusing on present actions. Challenges include initial loneliness, but this fades as authentic connections form. In a hyperconnected world, Sigma males limit social media, using it tool-like rather than for ego boosts. This liberation empowers decision-making, saying no to unaligned opportunities without guilt. Examples abound. Whistleblowers like Edward Snowden prioritize principles over approval, gaining internal peace despite backlash. In everyday life, declining invitations to events that don't excite preserves energy for meaningful pursuits. Over time, this builds unshakable confidence, as successes are self-attributed. Critics might call it narcissism, but it's healthy self-regard. To expand, consider gender dynamics. While Sigma male is gendered, the principle applies universally, empowering women to break from patriarchal validation too. In education, students chasing grades over learning miss depth. Sigma mindset focuses on knowledge acquisition. Business leaders like Elon Musk embody this, innovating despite criticism. The trap's dangers. Chronic people-pleasing leads to resentment, anxiety, depression. Liberation reverses this, promoting mental health. Strategies. Daily affirmations, boundary-setting exercises, surrounding with supportive, not sycophantic, people. Ultimately, escaping the validation trap is transformative, allowing a life of authenticity where self-respect is the ultimate currency. fostering enduring fulfillment. 3. The courage to release the dead weight. This approach requires a significant degree of courage and profound self-awareness. It involves making the difficult choice to remove distractions, negativity, and emotional vampires from one's path. Consider the common scenario of holding on to a one-sided friendship where effort is never reciprocated, or enduring familiar relationships characterized by guilt and manipulation, or remaining in a workplace that only rewards self-sacrifice. Most people convince themselves to endure, hoping the occasional crumb of validation will justify the pain. The Sigma male cuts through this illusion. They refuse to wait for others to recognize their worth because they have an unshakable knowledge of it within themselves. To them, letting go is not an act of destruction, but a powerful choice to protect one's energy and safeguard their peace. It is the understanding that it is far better to stand alone with clear vision than to be surrounded by those who cloud it. Expanding this, courage here is not bravado but quiet resolve, built through self-reflection and past experiences. Self-awareness develops via practices like therapy, where one identifies patterns of codependency. Emotional vampires, people who drain through constant complaints or demands, are particularly insidious as they masquerade as friends. Sigma males spot them via energy audits. Post-interaction, do I feel energized or depleted? If the latter, distance follows. In friendships, one-sidedness erodes self-esteem, releasing an open space for reciprocal bonds. Familial ties are trickier due to cultural expectations, but Sigma males prioritize mental health, perhaps through low-contact strategies or therapy to process guilt. Workplaces rewarding sacrifice foster burnout. Sigma males negotiate boundaries or exit, often entrepreneurship where they control terms. This requires financial planning, saving an emergency fund, to enable bold moves. Psychologically, it's linked to locus of control. Internals like Sigma males believe in self-determination, not external validation. Bandura's self-efficacy theory explains how believing in one's ability to change situations builds courage. Examples: Oprah Winfrey released toxic relationships to build her empire, crediting self-awareness. In sports, athletes drop coaches who hinder progress for better mentors. Drawbacks: short-term discomfort, like grief from loss, but long-term gains and peace outweigh. To cultivate this, start small, end minor commitments like in used subscriptions, building to bigger releases. Philosophically, it's Buddhist. Attachment causes suffering, non-attachment liberates. In modern terms, minimalism applies, not just possessions, but relationships. Sigma males curate life like a garden, weeding out dead weight for flourishing. This extends to habits. Quitting addictions requires similar courage. Community support, like accountability groups, aids, but Sigma males often solo it, drawing from inner strength. Over time, this creates a virtuous cycle. More energy leads to achievements, reinforcing courage. Critics see it as isolationist, but its selective, quality connections thrive. In global context, cultural differences matter. Collectivist societies might resist, but globalization spreads individualist ideas. Ultimately, releasing dead weight is empowering, transforming life from endurance to enjoyment, with clear vision guiding the way. 4. Recognizing lessons in disguise. A key aspect of this mindset is the perception that not every person is meant to be a permanent companion. Some are simply lessons in disguise. Sigma males view life through this pedagogical lens. They understand that certain individuals enter their path not to stay, but to teach them something crucial about trust, boundaries, self-respect, or recognizing red flags. Instead of drowning in bitterness after a painful ending, they extract the wisdom from the experience, allowing it to sharpen their instincts for the future. A difficult boss becomes a lesson in resilience. A betraying friend teaches the value of discernment. This perspective transforms potential scars into stepping stones, enabling continuous forward movement with greater wisdom and strength. To elaborate, this mindset shifts from victimhood to empowerment, treating adversities as curriculum in life's university. It requires reframing. Post-breakup, instead of why me, ask what did I learn? This cognitive shift, per Carol Dweck's growth mindset, views challenges as growth opportunities. Trust lessons come from betrayals, teaching vetting processes like observing actions over words. Boundaries are honed through manipulators, learning to say no firmly. Self-respect grows by not tolerating disrespect, exiting when needed, Red flags, subtle signs like inconsistency, become early detectors. Examples: a toxic mentor teaches independence, pushing one to self-teach skills. In romance, a narcissistic partner highlights healthy traits to seek next. Professionally, a failed project with unreliable colleagues emphasizes team selection. This extraction process involves reflection, journaling specifics, patterns, applications. Over time, instincts sharpen, preventing repeats. Philosophically, it's alchemical, turning lead pain into gold wisdom. Nietzsche's "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger" encapsulates this. Practically, forgiveness aids not for others, but to release bitterness, per studies showing it reduces stress. Sigma males don't seek revenge. They move on, letting karma handle. This lens applies broadly. Even positive encounters teach, but negatives forge character. Challenges: initial emotional processing, but tools like therapy help. Benefits: accelerated personal development, resilience. In leadership, recognizing lessons builds empathy, better guiding teams. Culturally, storytelling traditions, fables mirror this, adversaries as teachers. In education, teachers use failures as teachable moments. Sigma males self-apply. To foster, practice gratitude for lessons, even painful. Over years, this accumulates wisdom, making life richer. Critics say it's overly optimistic, but it's pragmatic, focusing on controllable learning over uncontrollable others. Ultimately, viewing people as lessons liberates, turning life's twists into purposeful paths. 5. The uncompromising stand for principles. At the heart of the Sigma male's philosophy is an absolute refusal to negotiate their core principles for temporary validation or social comfort. They view their principles not as flexible guidelines, but as the essential backbone of their character. In a workplace where corners are cut, they will choose the harder, honest path. In a friendship circle that thrives on gossip, they will remain silent or remove themselves entirely. They would rather walk away from a situation empty-handed than remain and compromise what they stand for. This is not arrogance, but a deep-seated understanding that applause gained through self-betrayal is meaningless and corrosive to the soul. Their loyalty is to their own character, first and foremost. Expanding, principles are non-negotiables like integrity, honesty, respect, formed through life, ethics, experiences. Sigma males define them clearly, perhaps via value lists guiding decisions. In ethics dilemmas, they prioritize long-term character over short-term gains. Workplace example: refusing unethical practices, even risking job, often leads to better opportunities as reputation builds. Friendships: avoiding gossip preserves trust, attracting principled people. This stand requires courage against peer pressure, per Ash's conformity experiments showing most bend, but Sigma males resist. Benefits: inner peace, authentic life, respect from like-minded. Drawbacks: isolation, but preferable to compromise. Philosophically, Kant's categorical imperative: act on universalizable principles. Aligns. Practically, decision frameworks: does this violate my values? If yes, exit. Examples: activists like Gandhi stood firm, changing history. In business, ethical CEOs build sustainable companies. Personal: declining favors at conflict morals. Over time, this strengthens character, like muscle from resistance. To develop, reflect on past compromises, vow improvement. In relationships, principles ensure compatibility. Culturally, varying norms challenge, but Sigma males adapt, without bending. Ultimately, this uncompromising stand forges unbreakable character, yielding a life of integrity and fulfillment. 6. The power of strategic silence. In a world desperate for noise and attention, the Sigma male cultivates silence as a formidable tool of influence. Their quietness is not a sign of weakness or shyness, but a deliberate strategy to control their energy and output. While others clamor to be heard, dominating conversations to prove their worth, the Sigma male observes, listens, and absorbs. When they finally choose to speak, their words carry significant weight because they are measured, thoughtful, and never wasted. This silence communicates a profound confidence, a certainty that they do not require constant external praise to validate their existence. In arguments, they often choose disengagement, allowing time and truth to reveal what heated words cannot. This quiet, unwavering presence naturally commands a deep and unshakable respect. To deepen, strategic silence conserves energy. Per conservation theories, talking drains, listening recharges. In negotiations, silence prompts others to fill voids, revealing info. Socially, it filters superficials, attracting depth seekers. Examples: leaders like Abraham Lincoln use silence for thoughtful decisions. In debates, pausing builds anticipation, strengthening points. Psychologically, it's mindful, reducing impulsivity. Per John Kabat-Zinn. Benefits: better relationships, influence without force. Practice: active listening, daily quiet time. Challenges: misinterpretation as disinterest, but actions clarify. Philosophically, Lao Tzu: those who know do not speak, those who speak do not know. In media, silent protagonists in films exude power. Digitally, Sigma males post sparingly, maximizing impact. Over time, this builds mystique, enhancing presence. Ultimately, strategic silence is a superpower, turning quiet into commanding influence. 7. Forward momentum. The refusal to wait for closure. A defining trait is the refusal to halt their progress while waiting for apologies, recognition, or closure from others. They recognize that waiting for someone else to admit fault or validate your worth is a trap that relinquishes your personal power and stalls your life. Whether the friend who betrayed them, a job that undervalued them, or a relationship that ended poorly, they do not stagnate in hope. They consciously choose to close the chapter themselves and stride forward into the next. This forward momentum is itself a source of strength. Often, by the time others realize what they've lost, the Sigma male has already advanced so far that the belated recognition is irrelevant. They teach us that true closure is an internal decision, not an external event. Elaborating, this momentum prevents rumination, linked to depression per psychology. Instead, action channels energy productively. Process: acknowledge pain, learn, then pivot, e.g. post-breakup, hit gym or network. Benefits: faster recovery, opportunities. Examples: authors like J.K. Rowling move past rejections to success. Philosophically, it's forward-looking existentialism. Create meaning ahead. Practically, set timelines for grieving, then act. Challenges: societal pressure for confrontation, but Sigma males internalize. In career, leave undervaluing jobs for better. Over time, this builds resilience, making setbacks minor. Ultimately, refusing to wait empowers, turning life into a proactive journey. 8. Building an internal empire. Ultimately, the Sigma male's focus is not on pleasing the crowd, but on constructing their own empire. An empire built not just external success, but a mastermind, a protected peace, and a purposeful life. They channel energy inward, into building competence, nurturing genuine connections, and pursuing a vision that aligns with their values. They are largely immune to social comparisons and trends because their benchmark for success is internal. Every decision is filtered through one essential question: does this contribute to my growth, my peace, or my vision? If the answer is no, it is deemed unworthy of their time and energy. This intense, unwavering focus is what makes their journey so purposeful and powerful. To expand, internal empire includes mental mastery via reading, meditation, peace through boundaries, purpose via goals, competence, lifelong learning skills, connections, quality over quantity, vision, long-term plans, immune to comparisons per Festinger's theory, focusing self, question filters decisions efficiently. Examples: philosophers like Marcus Aurelius built inner stoicism. Modern, minimalists like Tim Ferriss prioritize. Benefits: fulfillment, resilience. Practice: daily reviews, goal setting. Challenges: external distractions, but discipline overcomes. Ultimately, this builds legacy of self-mastery. Final reflection: the strength in letting go. The Sigma male's approach to life offers a powerful lesson in strength and self-worth. It illustrates that burning bridges, when done as a conscious act of self-respect, is not a destructive ending but a constructive beginning. It is a courageous choice to value your time, energy, and peace more than the comfort of familiar but toxic circumstances. This path advocates for closing the wrong doors firmly to allow the right ones to open. It is a testament to the belief that your worth is not negotiable and that the most powerful life you can build is one that is authentically, unapologetically, and purposefully your own. True strength is not measured by how tightly you hold on, but by the clarity with which you know when to release, move forward, and leave echoes of your integrity in your wake. Reflecting, this philosophy integrates all prior sections, offering holistic empowerment. It's universal, adaptable to all. Strength in letting go transforms lives, echoing integrity eternally.